Oh, very depressing. I just gotta tell you goodbye. This is John Lennon saying goodbye to you. Ken Michaels. Goodbye, Ken Michaels. Goodbye, Mr. Mayo. Goodbye, Kit O'Toole. No, you don't give a fuck about me, Kit O'Toole. Bollocks to you. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you on the other side. That was December the 8th or the 9th in, no, it was the 8th. No, it was the 9th in the UK. Yeah, because we were a bit, whatever. Anyway, I just checked, I thought it was a Friday night because I was down the coast at my nan's place. Hello, Stephen. Greetings to you. Greetings to you. Can you hear Mother? It's very important for the mood. It's important. Goodbye. Oh, no expense spared for you lot. Flip the disc. Take me away from this madness. And you made, Mama, don't go. You made me forget. I've got to get back into the swing of things. I've got to light this up. I have to open this. It's a very distressing subject, and 40 years on, what have we learned? What have we learnt? Well, I was, like I said, this was a Tuesday morning in the UK, and I was in Eastbourne in my granny's house because I'm wondering why I was down on the coast during the midweek, because if it was Friday night I could understand, but maybe it was the Christmas holidays had started. I don't know. I can't remember exactly why, but I remember being quite happy the night before, the day before, when I had arrived. And then, my dad turns up the next morning, woke me up. He says, John Lennon's dead. And I was like, oh. Did I know John Lennon at that point? I was 13 years old. Well, yes, I was really into the Beatles at the time. So I'd had an interaction with my mum. I didn't have any of his records, but I said, when I saw him in Sergeant Pepper, he looked cool, looked like a sound geezer. And I said, oh, he looks all right. What was he like? Oh, he's a horrible man. You see, this was how people thought in 1979. They didn't really give a fuck about John Lennon. And we need more Lennon here because we got to let him have it. Mama, don't go. Oh, the next one's Beautiful Boy. It's just, it's on YouTube. What can I fucking do? Ding, ding, ding. Because I ain't got any John Lennon music on my cell phone. So, Rob Walker. Do, 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 do. I hate this chinky music. Anyway, so, so just prior to this, although I was really into the Beatles, and in fact, Christmas 1979, they showed all the Beatles films. There was an attempt to have a bit of a resurgence of the Beatles around that time, but it wasn't cutting the mustard. It wasn't a big deal. Do you know what I mean? I don't remember it in my daily life. But I possibly did know that John Lennon was making an album just prior to his death, because I was going into this Max Records, and he knew I was into the Beatles and he liked the Beatles, and he might have told me beforehand John Lennon's making a new album, and I might have thought that's pretty good, but that was it. And then next thing I heard, he's got shot. Then the newspapers started. Horrible photo of him. I remember the day. Said John Lennon shot. That was the headline, and I thought, look at him. He looked fucking horrible. He looked like a corpse. I thought, is that him dead? but it wasn't. It was just one of the last photos of him. Horrific. And then anyway, a couple of days later, the newspapers was John Lennon, Man of Peace. So anyway, at this point, I needed Beatles memorabilia, so I was buying magazines, everything. It was all out there. It was all out there. I bought it. It's all gone now, you know. Who gives a fuck? But at the time, I needed it. And the British magazines were beautiful. They were really classy. But then there was a whole bunch of American ones I got, which had been imported on the cheap. And, oh, they were horrible. So tacky. Really tacky. But lots of photos in them. Ugh. So anyway, what did happen with John Lennon? Because the assassin, Mark Chapman. Now, Beatles survivors tend to not want to talk about his name, like they don't want to talk about Heather Mills. But Mark Chapman is very much part of the story of John Lennon, and you cannot just say, oh no, we won't talk about such insects or what. No, you have to realise that this man, for whatever mental reasons he had decided, rightly or wrongly, that John Lennon was a phony. And, you know, I'm afraid to say he was right in part. Is it any reason to kill a man? No, it's not. But, you know, you have to look at the other side of the picture here. But the result of this has been just a resurgence of the Beatles to this day. John Lennon was a martyr. Without wanting to be, he became a martyr. And he kept the Beatles going right up till this day. Because if he hadn't have died, it just would have. I really do think this. He just didn't look right for the stage. I think people would have been pretty horrified if they'd seen, especially John Lennon, if there'd been some kind of reunion or, you know, studio appearance from the Beatles. John Lennon knew that. He didn't want to be photographed. And I think, you know, even if he'd started eating and giving up the drugs and everything, he still would have looked really rough. Like I said, he had a big cocaine problem and his nose was crumbling and his cheeks were, ooh. Yeah, he looked like Boris Karloff, not a cheeky mop top. So that would have definitely gone against the Beatles because, like I said, a lot of fans would have been turned off by people that they liked originally because they thought they was cute. Anyway, listen, I can't really talk about John Lennon too much because I'm so fucking worn out with it. It was only his pissing birthday last week. Oh, I don't know. So, anyway, I've got these 15 questions. Right, here we are. We need some background music first. Background music. I'm worried that I'm going to forget to say something because, you know, I'm so... Oh, like, you know, what else can I say about John Lennon? You know, what... I've got to tell you one more thing about this. 40 years ago, my first thought, and I think this was a lot of people's first thought, is that's it. And I remember this being said a lot around school and, you know, on TV and stuff. People were saying, that's it, the Beatles will never be reunited. Now, that really distressed me at the time. I mean, not knowing what I know now. What I know now is everything's happened for the best. For the Beatles, for John Lennon. Not so much for Paul McCartney, but he has ridden on the coattails of what's happened. Like I said, the resurgence of Beatle interest, the anthology project, all these things, they've put a lot of money into the surviving Beatles pockets. Do they do it because they wanted? George Harrison wouldn't have done fuck all for you lot. He needed to pay his rent though, didn't he? So he had to do something Beatley. Ringo Starr, he wouldn't be making albums to this day if it wasn't for people thinking it's Beatley related, we must buy it. So in that way, his death has been a great achievement for the Beatles, for their legacy, but not it. It's kind of a tarnished legacy, and we were fed a lie. We've been fed a lie about this John and Yoko bullshit. That's all I have to say about it. I've got to find some music to give you 15 questions for vinyl nerds right now. So stay tuned. Oh yeah, I have to say, I've written some things down here. Oh yeah. I remember now. Listen, since that thing, what makes me laugh is the amount of people have come forward saying, I was going to meet John Lennon that day. I could have stopped him if I'd just showed up 5 minutes earlier. Or John Lennon hadn't have done this, and we would have, It's such bullshit. But I've heard so much of it. It was everybody about to meet him on the last day of his life. Is it, Paul Simon, Ringo Starr, Elton John, Andy Peebles. Oh, they all could have saved him. And there's plenty more have said things like that as well. Oh, if only they hadn't called off the bodyguards that day. Oh, I knew I was supposed to meet him for lunch that day, but my shoe fell off. And then I heard he was dead. Oh, this is funny, right? I was watching I was watching some of the tributes. I was expecting a bit of nauseating behaviour, but talk more talk, honestly. Did everybody grizzle? I didn't grizzle. I was like this. That's bad news. The Beatles will not reform. But I wasn't in any way mentally disturbed or upset or crying over it. It's not fucking real life, is it? You know what I mean? It's not. It was a sad thing for me at the time, but was it as sad as my granddad dying? Was it? Fuck. My granddad didn't write Imagine, but I felt a lot more sadness and personal upset about that. Thanks very much. So I'm going to cry about some fucking heroin addict. Not really. Anyway, so anyway, yeah, I was watching these tributes. Oh, honestly, well, I mean, they range from reasonable to gushing. It's horrible. I wasn't expecting any more of this. I thought you lot had wound down from the John Lennon thing. Oh, just a little bit, after all this crappy album and Sean Lennon's fucking telegram. It was like dynamite. Okay, yeah, so I've said, and also there was a whole bunch of dreadful tribute songs. My mum actually, I never heard this record, but my mum said she'd heard this terrible record by Paul Simon on the radio. Now, I felt a bit hurt because I thought, no, John Lennon deserves a brilliant tribute. And he did get one with his own records, sang much better than he ever did, called Jealous Guy by Roxy Music. Roxy Music's finest hour, I might well add. So there was Paul Simon's dreadful song. I've never heard it. What do you people think? Does anyone know about it? Rob Walker, Prog Hat. Do you know this song? And of course, this fucking Hey Hey Johnny, Empty Garden. I mean, it's embarrassing, isn't it? It is really embarrassing. But Posture X does a beautiful version of it. You know what I mean? It brings a tear to my eye. But and then of course we got Moonlight Shadow by Mike Oldfield, yeah. So John has done pretty good over 40 years. His name comes before all other interpretation, though, because, like I said, it's John Lennon. John Lennon. You don't need John Lennon, the music behind him. It's like when I hear the name Bob Dylan, it's just Bob Dylan. And I'm not saying Bob Dylan's as big as John Lennon, but John Lennon's name goes before everything else. So he's lucky in that respect, because although his musical career has got some real gems in it, it's not really up to that much, is it? It's very start and stop and limited, very limited. And so you can't sort of think of him as a god with regards to his solo career, but yes, certainly his influence in the Beatles is deserves to be remembered. Now, where are we? I've lost my page again. Anyway. All right. Yes, John Lennon, iconic spokesman, peace envoy, voice of a generation, musical genius, a god, and it is a deceit kept alive by smoke and mirrors. Uh, but like I said, in a way, unless the Black Lives Matter and Antifa have a problem with John Lennon, which is highly probable, I think that his name does go forward, and he will be the only name remembered. Which is funny because the time of his shooting, the Beatles and Paul McCartney was all that I give a fuck about. You know what I mean? John Lennon was just one of the other Beatles. You know. So anyway, let's get on with these questions. All right. So question one: who was the first pop star you was obsessed with? Oh, I was going to get some music in the background. One night, hang on. Yeah, let me get some music. It helps with the questions, like being at the bingo. I want to say, order twos, 22, legs 11. Sometimes I went down the bingo with my nan, because if I went with her, I was about fucking 10 at the time. You know, like I said, when I used to go down the coast at the weekends and I used to go at the bingo hall, if she wins some money, she's always winning money. But then she's always fucking losing money as well. But they're like mad things. They go. Anyway, I've got to find some music. Stop talking about that. I don't know where my music is. Oh, here it is. It's just because it's a new phone. It's a different symbol. The symbol. Hello, Brian. Can we answer here? Of course. Hey, hey, Johnny is a good song. It's a bit sickly, though, isn't it? I don't like stuff too sickly. Uh, mm-hmm. All right, here we've got some background music. There we are. A bit of Thomas Newman. Okay, so question two. Right. Question two. If your partner said, "This is your choice, young man. It's the Beatles or me. Who wins?" Question mark. Oh, hello, music man. Hang on. I can't free you. Oh, it's not touchscreen. That's why. Hey, Ed. I'll read these in a minute. I've got to get through these questions. Look. All right. Question three. Is Macca free McCartney's most dangerous gamble? Question mark. Uh, question four. Pull a McCartney face. Question five. Is Elvis dead? Intelligent question. Don't give me idiotic answers for that, or you don't win nothing. Question six. Pick 5 nerd reviews of the album Press to Play by Paul McCartney and rate them from honest to most diabolical. 7. Question 7. France or Italy? Question 8. Has McCartney destroyed his credentials by self-inflicted prolonged musical death? Question mark. Question 9. Do you think smoking weed will cure Mr. Mayo's grumpiness? Cue music. It cures my grumpiness. Hang on, what's all this answering of questions here? Oh, I've got to get another song on. Hang on. It could go anywhere. Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Vangelis. Woo! Woo! All right. Question 10. Is Vinyl Guru burnt out already? Question 11. Name one person you think should be Vinyl Nerd 2021. 12. Are you scared of Paul McCartney dying? Question 13. Sing the first verse of The Other Me by Paul McCartney. 14. Beach Boys or Beach Girls? Question 15. Finally, question 15. Does anybody understand the rules of Andrew Dixon's new quiz? Because I'm fucked. He's just giving away an uncut magazine and then he's saying, oh, well, maybe I'll be sending it to here, but I won't be sending it to there, but I'll give you a Boots token. For fuck's sake. And then the questions, I says, this is like the fucking Krypton factor. Can anybody explain the rules to me, please? I told him I ain't entering. I'm not having nothing to do with such quizzes. These are easy quizzes. All right, so what else have we got to say here? Well, while I'm here, I'm just going to mention this guy, and we haven't heard the last of him. He's called Rock and Roll 73. That's all. Rock and Roll 73. That's one word. Now, this bloke, fucking Jesus Christ, he looks like. Oh, I've never seen such a wishy-washy. Honestly, you just watch his video, right? It'll make you go, ugh. I got a load of abuse today because some guy went mad. He said, how could you be on here? You're a coward. You're a coward wearing a mask. Of course I'm going to get emotional. I get so emotional, baby. All right, I've got to show some of these. Let's have a look. Really, this is about all I've got to say. This is the end. Please check out Rock and Roller 73. He's an idiot, and also there's another idiot, Robot John Heaton, Plastic John Heaton, aka John Heaton USA, Jim Royal 47. The man is a muppet. Not you, John Heaton, just a bloke who looks a bit like you. Anyway, goodbye, everybody.